Hello and welcome to the obsolete tour review of Wendy's GoBots promotion powwow. Now, this review is taking the place of. Sorry about that. Just had some junk up here that my dog got a hold of, so I've seen what she got a hold of. Sorry about that. Anyways, this is taking the place of the GoBots Baron Von Joy review, which I did post, which that review I did a really horrible job on. And there was an issue, I uploaded it, and it ended up getting deleted by accident. Because what had happened was I had uploaded it, and it looked like it uploaded twice, so I deleted one of them. Well, what happened was, I uploaded it once, and I had an issue with my computer, and I had it open on 2 tabs. So when I looked at how many things I had open, it said that it was open twice. So it got deleted. So I'm going to have to redo that review because that video was deleted off my computer because I thought I had it uploaded, so I deleted it. And then I left YouTube open on 2 different tabs. And I deleted it off YouTube as well because I am a genius. But anyways, on to Powwow here. And he is a camper, which this is a Jeep. I can't think if I want to say Cherokee. I mean, if you see a Jeep Cherokee in real life, you'll know what I'm talking about. This is a Jeep Cherokee. You can look at it and tell that it's not a camper because it's even got the front end and such like that. And underneath, you can not really see robot. You can just see the orange. It's kind of a yellowish orange on the camera. It's coming off as more of a offset yellow, but it is an orange, and this is more of like a red in real life. One thing to note on this figure. Forgive me if I call it the Takara version. It's not the Takara version. It is the Japanese version, which I believe the only difference is in the color. Instead of being the lighter purplish blue. On camera, he's coming off as a really, really dark kind of purplish blue. In hand, he is purple. He is a different color than the other variants. I know that there's some, I don't know if they're knockoffs. I don't know if they're official, but some of them from overseas and such. If you look at, I think his name's Sky High or Skyfly. I can't think of his name. He's the Jet. I've seen one that are brown with a purple cockpit or purple with a brown cockpit in different colors from different parts of the world. My autofocus is just keen on that box of Kleenexes back there for weird-ass reasons. But anyways, he is the Japanese version. And one thing to note is he is the only GoBot figure, kind of ruined the transformation here a little bit, that can open his doors. That I know of. I don't know of any of the other GoBots. I don't know of any of the Super GoBots that can open their doors. I know that Baron Von Joy in that mold cannot. But other than that, I couldn't tell you. I do know that some Transformers around this time could. And some couldn't. Just one of those things. But anyways, not a whole lot of detail. I think back in 86 is when this guy came out. 85. They were 99 cents at Wendy's, which today is incredibly cheap, but back then might have been a little bit on the pricier side. I wasn't around then. But I picked this guy up on eBay, I think, for $4, either $2 or $4 with free shipping. This and my Hans Cuff or Hans Cuff, whatever you want to call him, I think I paid less than $8 for them all together with free shipping. So that's why I'm really happy about this guy. But this guy has no wear. I don't think he's ever been played with. There's no paint chip. My Sky High, the Jet one, I don't know his name, is the only other one I have besides him. Because Beamer, see if I can remember, Beamer, Guide Star, Oddball, Powwow, Breeze, and then the Planet. There were 6 of them. There was 3 bad guys, 3 good guys. Some of them are hard to find. I did find a Guide Star and a Beamer for sale for $20, I think $30 shipped. But at the time I didn't have a job, so I had to pass on them. But anyways, so I got this guy when I got a job. But here he is. You can kind of see the transmission a little bit spoiled right there. Now to transform this guy, you want to pull him out. Pull out the doors, which are his arms. His head does snap into place. And there you have Powwow. And he is a renegade. Only articulation is same as Sky. I think his name's Skyfly. Sorry, I don't remember the name of the jet. I've never been good with these names. But you can see, just very, very, very simple. Again, these were not half meal toys, but fast food promotion toys from '85. So these were still very early on in the promotional toys for fast food restaurants. So I'm not expecting much. You can still see some robot detailing in the legs. You can see he does have little hands molded in there. And one thing I love about these figures is, even though they're fast food figures, is if you get, let's say, Royalty, because he's the only small GoBot I have, or no, Screwhead, I was called a nose cone. Screwhead, they do scale perfectly with this. I don't have one nearby, unfortunately. They're all in storage right now, is the move I'm taking. But they do scale, which I quite love, because if you get any of the other, Transformers and stuff from the Armada line and whatnot, they're compatible with the figures, but they don't scale. Whereas these guys scale perfectly. Sorry, my cat's trying to get me to give her attention. But they scale beautifully, and he does stand fairly well. And that's pretty much it for this review. And again, I want to say the only difference between the international releases and the stateside releases are the colors. I don't know of any molding differences. Oh, as I completely forget where I was going with the scaling. And one thing, if you remember the show, some of them didn't have real, they had hands, but if you remember, Cycle had kind of like a cylinder for a hand, it was made up of fingers. These guys actually have that, which I do quite love, because if you think about fast food toys, they're going to be cheap. Most of the time when you look at the Transformer ones, yeah, they look like the Transformers, but their detailing is really off. These guys, if you remember the original GoBot show, the GoBots didn't have, they were 80s robots. They had basic colors and shapes, which these guys encapsulate. So when you put these guys next to the figures, they're going to be a little bit off, because the figures, being from Machine Robo, the older ones, have more detail than the newer ones. And they don't really stand out that bad with the newer ones. But they do still scale perfectly. They look beautifully. I had them on my G1 shelf, which is heresy, I know, because GoBots and Transformers. But for the most part, if you can find him for I'd say under 15 bucks, it doesn't matter what version you get. And one thing I have to say, mine is incredibly tight. For as old as this figure is, it rolls beautifully. The axles aren't bent either, which is really nice. But if you can find a powwow for under 15, I wouldn't go above that. I would say pick them up. If you could find any of the other ones for a decent price, I would definitely pick them up. They're fun little GoBots. They're from an era when even the mainline GoBots really didn't have a whole lot of articulation. They did, but they didn't. If you look at someone like Screwhead, he had knees and shoulders, and his head spins. That was it. Crasher just had shoulders, I believe. I still have yet to pick up a vintage Crasher. I was going to when I was in college. There was one for sale for $8, and I passed on her because I had to buy paint for an art class. So, yeah, this has been a obsolete toy review. This review has been really, really slapped together, and I do apologize for it. Most of my reviews are not scripted, but I do have a notebook sheet next to me with all the bullet points on it. What to cover, articulation on it. This guy was an impromptu because I was stupid and deleted the review of Baron Von Joy, and my Gunpla Zagok review did not go over well, so yeah. Like this video. If you don't like this video, it's dumpster fire to say the least, but comment on what GoBot you would like to see next, or if you had this figure when you were a kid, or if you're looking to pick it up, or comment down below what your favorite GoBot is, or if you like Transformers more. And I will catch you guys next time with Skyfly, I think his name is. I promise I will get that jet's name right. If not, comment down below and let me know what his name is. I will catch you folks next time.